So I've not really done this before, but I thought maybe it could be a fun way to kind of a deeper behind the scenes peek at something that I'm working on. And this piece is going to hopefully be what they call as a mock strawberry, which I always thought they were called wild strawberries, and maybe that's what we called them growing up. But they're not actually wild strawberries. That's a different strawberry. That's tastes good, and I think the flowers are white, and it's more like the strawberry that you know from the grocery store. This mock strawberry that I'm talking about was something that was just like in my backyard growing up. Probably if you're from the South, I guess. I haven't really looked at very many maps on where this plant grows. I have heard that it is a non-native invasive species, so I'm not totally sure on the background, but I'll have to do a little more research. But anyway, it's a little tiny red strawberry looking fruit that grows in this little tight ground cover on the ground. The leaves look like strawberry leaves. Actually, I just went in the yard and picked one. If you want to look at it or see it. This is not doing that great, but probably recognize it, especially if you're from around here, or Louisiana. It's got 3 little leaves. They're like serrated on the end. Anyway, it has a tiny little yellow flower, and so if you grew up around here, you probably are like me, and you picked the little berries and you made mud pies out of them, and it was just like an integral part of your backyard childhood. I made all the things, and those little mock strawberries were the toppings for them. I would pick whole bowls full of them and make things. So I have just like the best memories, whether they're native or not. I have the best memories of them. And I don't know if I was reading a book or something kind of made me think of them the other day, and I thought, oh my God, I love that texture, because it's not just like a regular strawberry where how the seeds are on it. They're kind of have this sit off of it a little bit further. I wish I had a fruit, but they all froze. I went out and looked for some, and they're all frozen, so hopefully I'll have some soon that I can look at. I've just been looking at pictures on the internet, but they like the seed, like if this is the seed, I mean the berry, it sits off of it. It's not like embedded in it, so they're all, the dog has the zoomies. Anyway, so and they're kind of like, it's like this cool geometric kind of pattern on it. So when I thought of it, I thought, oh God, or like when I was remembering it, I was like, okay, I definitely want to make that. I could see that as like just a really cool pattern to wear, but also just like a good reminder of a good memory. So my idea is that I will have a ring that, like, this part is the mock strawberry, and then the seeds will sit on top of it, and then I'll have a leaf, some kind of version of a leaf on either side, and then it'll just be mostly look like an abstract kind of thing. You wouldn't walk up and say like, oh, that's a strawberry, but anybody who's played with them any amount of time would know what it was. So for me, this piece would just be like a great reminder of a time in my life when I had just free time, so much free time to just go in my yard, play, do whatever, and that usually involved picking leaves and berries and making some kind of concoction. Me and my kids, when they were little, would call it backyard gumbo, but I don't know what we called it when I was a kid, but we made all different things, and I just like have the best memories of that. And what I was thinking, just like with a lot of our pieces, that those memories they're not just like my experience with a mock strawberry didn't have to just exist in the past, and I don't have to even think of it as like a stagnant like memory that that brings me joy when I think of it, but more like something that I can tap into to experience the joy again and again, which kind of sounds the same, but in my mind for some reason it's different. So like, so instead of just being like, oh yeah, that thing that used to bring me joy, and have a good feeling about that thing that used to bring me joy, really think of it as something that is still, that I still have the ability to pull joy from today. So like, whether I go out in the yard and find it, whether I make something that reminds me of it, and every now and then I look down and see it, and then I have just like this kind of transport or whatever. Or it's not even like a transport, because I feel like that separates it still too much. Like, that it's this other thing that I used to enjoy, and that's so sweet that I used to enjoy it, but more like, this is something that can still feed me joy right now, where I am in my life right now. I don't know, there's something different, and I don't know if that makes sense to y'all, but, and I'm totally rambling, but anyway, I like the idea of thinking of that, like, where I don't have to be with it anymore necessarily, or see it even, but like, I can use this as a tool to remind me to have access to something that's available to me all the time that can bring me joy. And we all, I mean, I don't know about y'all, but I'm always looking for ways to bring more joy into my life, and these things are available to me all the time. I just kind of forget to, like, access them, tap into it, and for me, surrounding myself with whether it's jewelry or art or the actual thing, reminds me, it's just a way to remind me, like, hey, there's joy, there's this good feeling available to you, this feeling of like the sun on your shoulders, and you're being creative and making something with your hands. When you were a kid, that feeling is just as real today if I choose to tap into it and feel it and experience it all over, and close my eyes and kind of go there. And that can take me out of whatever stress thing that's happening right now. Even if it is just for like a second, I think it's worth it. Anyway, so that's all I was trying to say. Oh, and I don't know if y'all like these like behind the thing story or piece explanation. I do feel like I will articulate this so much better later when I have time to really think about it and do more research and stuff. But like, I guess just to show you where I am in the process, and like where I am when I'm making a piece, like how far along I am thinking about it and physically making it. It's always a little different, but it's not like fully thought out, and I just sound like how I sound right now when I try to talk about it. So I don't usually talk about it too much because it feels kind of like dumb to try, but anyway, that's it.